full-length albums, over 20 singles and performances at some of the most prestigious venues across the globe. This powerhouse of originality and artistry has been at the forefront of Southeast Asia's heavy metal domain for 25 years. It's no surprise who we are bringing to you today, and it's none other than Sri Lanka's first and foremost and the leading heavy metal band, Stigmata. Stigmata, as they gear up to celebrate their 25th anniversary in 2025. We are going to dive into their remarkable journey on this episode. So, joining with me first of all, out of these 5 bandmates, joining with us first of all is the leader and the vocalist of Stigmata, Mr. Suresh De Silva. So Suresh, let's dive into this interview of defining and getting the Sri Lankan and the international crowd to know who is Stigmata. Suresh, now Stigmata is definitely famous in Sri Lanka and across the globe among so many of your fans and a very large crowd. But I'm sure there's still a bit of a crowd or a separate crowd who does not know what this heavy metal business is or what Stigmata is and what Stigmata does. So to that crowd, let's speak about what Stigmata is and how it came into life, a bit of a history on Stigmata, and you can also introduce your bandmates to this crowd as well.
For those who don't know what heavy metal music is, I would say it is a fusion and an amalgamation of rock and roll and blues and original rhythm and blues R&B. I would say folk, gothic country, where that fused with maybe the earlier pop sounds and the earlier rock sounds. So I would say what Elvis Presley did and what the Beatles did. Heavy metal was born, I would say, out of a necessity for there to be music that people could find a mode of escapism in. Stigmata, we do play I would say a wide range of heavy metal styles. We have elements of thrash metal and death metal, and we have elements of progressive rock and metal, I would say quite a lot. We also have a lot of different musical styles. If you listen to what we do, we have everything from jazz, funk, we have blues, we have soul, we have classical elements. We even have Latin rhythms in what we do. We have baila parts in what we do, which fans have grown to love, right? With the rhythmic, with the arrangements, the movements and stuff like that, right?
Suresh, Stigmata is approaching its 25th anniversary in 2025, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Looking back, what has been the most defining moment for the band, especially your journey as a Sri Lankan band, Sri Lankan heavy metal band?
So I would say that any defining moment for me is to be able to play to any audience. We played for presidents and we played for audiences where we've had delegates, and to see a positive reaction and response to what we do. For us, every gig, the people that are right in front, and to me being the frontman on stage, I like to see as far back as possible people right at the back. If their focal point there when Stigmata starts playing, until the time that we end our set performing, if they're with us, that is, every single time that happens, that's a defining moment for me, personally.
What inspired you to create such a unique band and a blend of music within this Sri Lankan context of music industry?
Back then when we started, there was no one else doing this. So really, without going on and on, the easy go-to answer was we wanted to create something and do something that no one else was doing here in Sri Lanka. So we wanted to look different, we wanted to sound different, but I'll tell you this, we sounded like crap when we started because we are not from educated music backgrounds. There was no one to support us, there was no one to inspire or encourage us back then. A lot of the musicians that were around us at the time, they laughed at us, they mocked us, they rebuked us. But we learned. We had a very strong, what you call a DIY ethic, a do-it-yourself ethic. I believe it was about witnessing and experiencing it. So I always say this, give something a chance, listen to it, go watch it live, come and see us play. If you're not convinced after seeing us play, you don't have to be a fan of different types of metal or rock, but there are plenty of people who today tell us, man, Stigmata was our first hard rock or heavy metal experience, and you guys were the gateway band where after that we started to discover the international bands out there, right? So there was a lot of pushback from people, there wasn't a lot of advocacy and support, but we were consistent, we were frequent, we kept doing what we were doing with passion and purpose and zeal, and the fan base grew. And when the fan base grew, the ecosystem around it had no choice but to grow.
Now, Suresh previously introduced his bandmates of Stigmata to us, and I am right now with two of his bandmates, that is Tennyson Napoleon and Aruna Kasunta. The guitarist is Tennyson Napoleon and the drummer Aruna Kasunta. Now, first, Aruna has a bit of a stage name which he goes by and is very famous among his bandmates and fans also, I guess. So we'll get that, we'll dive into that story a little later. But until that, let's get into this conversation with Tennyson. Tennyson, now Stigmata will be representing Sri Lanka once again on the global stage, this time in Dubai. Let's speak about this opportunity and what Dubai has to offer for Stigmata.
It's a great honor for us to play in Dubai again. We played a few years back in Dubai, and we are playing again. So this time it's for we are opening for two international bands over there. One band called Evil from UK, they're like a thrash band from there, and another band called Malevolent Creation, they're from US, and they're like a death metal band. So it's like two different genres, but we are representing a genre called, like a close genre called progressive metal. So other bands are playing different genres, so it's great for us to represent like the progressive side of heavy metal and represent Sri Lanka as well, because it's kind of a little bit you would say bit more challenging music to play. Like you had to rehearse a lot, you had to like practice a lot individually. All of us have to do a lot of background to actually create and perform this music. From the time we started as a band, and musically also we have like grown, and we have like 4 albums out. So we're working on the 5th album, so it's a great thing that we get this opportunity to play in Dubai, so we can promote our new music out as well, which will be out next year as well, and we are working on new music as well. Yeah. For the band, I guess it's elevation for all of us, and it's a great experience, good challenge to go and perform with international bands, because it drives us to like be better as musicians and composers as well. And it's great to know that there are people out there who appreciate the music and wants us to come and perform and put the music out there for them to listen to. So yeah, that's what we feel about it.
So now we were talking about how this international exposure has been very great to all of you. But these international trips where you guys go on and play, are not always professional and not always work. I'm sure you all have a lot of fun experiences when you all have traveled internationally. How about we tell one of those fun moments or experiences that you all had while playing in an international concert?
Yeah, there's so many. I just
but
don't know what I
let's
can
pick
reveal.
one,
There's been occasions where we missed flights because someone had just gone walking somewhere looking for something to buy, like, and we didn't know how long the terminal was, so we were in this corner, and by the time we got to that corner, the flight was gone. So we had a situation like that, and sometimes when we were like having food, we order something, and there's like mutton bones coming instead of mutton meat in biryanis. And I mean, we've had like so many we've had like so many memories, good ones and bad ones, but the bad ones are also really fun because we know it only happens to us. Like I'm sure it doesn't happen to anybody else like this. Like every time we go somewhere, perform, we just get caught a lot of things, and it's been crazy because we've been playing in New Zealand, in Australia, in Bangladesh, in Malaysia we played, and Maldives, and India so many times. In Dubai this second time. So all of these places have given us very different experiences, and like looking to different cultures, people, experience the different food. The experiences have been very varied, and each of us experienced it in very different way, I would say. But as a band, we would have had a lot of fun, definitely, and all the time it doesn't go right, but we make the most out of it and take it as an experience and like lessons learned and take it forward from there.
Now, keeping this fun part aside, let's speak to another bandmate who is also the drummer of Stigmata. His original name, as it is Aruna Kasunta. But now, when we were speaking to Suresh specifically mentioned that this drummer is a very introverted character. However, that is only to the people and when he speaks, but when he's on stage, he's known to be a beast with his drum kit. What's that name we call him? Damnators, right? Okay, and they also call you as Kasa. Okay, now we'll speak about these two names first to get you into talking a bit. We'll speak about how Damnators came into life, this name.
It's a Latin word.
It's okay.
I was going through a lot at some point, so I thought I'm unlucky or something, and Damnators is like damn by God.
Oh right, so damned became damnators. It's a Latin word. Okay, and then obviously Kasa came out from Kasulta, right? So Kasa or damnators. Stigmata is known for its originality, right? And you have been a drummer for so long for Stigmata. So what are your greatest influences, both musically and beyond in life? What has influenced you to become this drummer for Stigmata?
Yeah, at first I would say Travis Baker. He's not a metal drummer, but he's the one that I felt like he's not just a member of a band, like backing for vocalist. So yeah, I was inspired
By him. 3 members down, we have 2 more to go, and I am with Shane Senviratna and Dilshan Pereira, 2 other members of Stigmata. Now Shane has been with the band for quite some time, about 2 years, 2.5 years, but Dilshan is the newest member of Stigmata. Shane, the only girl in the band among 4 boys, how does it feel like to be the only girl in the band?
I would say bleeping awesome, because they are censored it for you also. How kind. So yeah, it's awesome, right? Because again, like you said, it's more or less family. More that, like, you know, I would say it's more than a band in so many ways, right? So yeah, I mean, it's special. It's special. It's very, very special. Yeah.
Appearances, lifestyles, all of these are combined when it comes to music and when it comes to having a band, right? I've seen most of y'all have tattoos, most of y'all have nice hairstyles, and makeup plays a very important role in heavy metal bands. Let's speak about how you guys coordinate these appearances and different lifestyles into Stigmata when y'all are representing Sri Lanka in the global stage.
Well, to begin with, the whole look and feel situation kind of came to be this current look and feel that we have with the face paint and all of this. It sort of fell into place out of the blue. We were just experimenting with stuff, and then, you know, it's not the exact same thing, but we do tend to stick to a certain look, I guess, and it would sort of vary according to the gig or place. Yeah, it has been part and parcel of this culture in a way, but not necessarily, you know, you have to paint your face if you are playing in a heavy metal band per se. But yeah, it's been around for quite.
Dilshan, now heavy metal, like Suresh said, heavy metal is an incorporation of a lot of other music genres like jazz, classical, reggae, rock, you name it, it's there in heavy metal. How about incorporating Sri Lankan music into heavy metal music? How does that work? Because we are Sri Lankan and y'all are known as first and foremost Sri Lankan heavy metal band. So how has this incorporation of Sri Lankan music been through with the heavy metal?
So I think in Stigmata it has been like really the roots, even though if it's like coming back from the other genres, sub-genres. The special about this Stigmata music is they have Sri Lankan roots in every song. So it has been very visible. The first song, personally, when I was a teenager, I used to listen to Stigmata Andhra. So that is one of the reasons for me to pick up the guitar as well. So they are heavily influenced by Sri Lankan cultural themes and music as well. So we are doing it very well now.
Pure Sri Lankan metal is what we do.
What legacy do you hope to carry forward through Stigmata, through the music, through the performances that you bring out? What kind of a legacy do you plan to carry out for Sri Lanka?
Well, to create and to create and to create, and to be true to ourselves, and also to sort of take our music to a place where it's not just, you know, music, it's more of an audiovisual experience when it comes to live performances. And then also I'll put it this way, for somebody who is coming to a Stigmata show, each show would be a moment to remember that they would probably never forget kind of situation when it comes to live performances. But overall, as a band, legacy, I would say, is already there. But in the future as well, I would say the creativity and the chemistry of all of us and the entire ecosystem behind the band and all the fans and everybody who's been around to create something meaningful, not just for the sake of doing it, you know, it comes from the soul. So basically, to leave a big mark, not just in the entertainment industry per se, but in each and every individual's heart and soul, I would say. So there's a part of a lyric from a song also, the roots of our souls, they run too deep. Yeah, so I would say it's more of a spiritual thing. So I would say it's beyond music, beyond art. It's
Well, her expressions itself makes us understand that Stigmata is not just an ordinary heavy metal band, but is a band, a Sri Lankan product that is taking out the Sri Lankan legacy towards the future and onto the global stage.
Hey guys, catch Stigmata when we tour Dubai this December 2024. We're playing 2 festivals. 7th December, we're playing Desert Inferno 28. We're going to be opening for UK thrash metal titans Evil. And then December 14th, Desert Inferno 29. We're going to be playing with US death metal institution Malevolent Creation. There's a great set of bands playing both shows. Make sure you guys are there, and don't forget to follow us, like us on our socials.